what you're looking at here is a facsimile edition of the 1978 comic book, a treasury size comic book, all new collector's edition number 56. That's what it's technically called, but as you can see from the cover, it's Superman versus Muhammad Ali. And this facsimile edition came out this week, August 28th, 2024. This, I think, is the second facsimile edition that DC has done in the big treasury size. Let me grab a regular size comic here, and you can see the size comparison. So that's a regular size comic, and so this treasury is a lot bigger. So, and that's a comic I bought from the dollar bins on the same day, Wednesday. Initially I was kind of a little reluctant to buy this comic because it's hard to see there, but it's $14.99 cover price, and which is a lot of money, considering a regular comic is $4.99 or $3.99. But then on the other hand, you think, well, gosh, you could get 3 or 4 new comics and get this instead, and it's a lot bigger, all drawn by Neal Adams. I'd heard of this comic for years, ever since I was a kid. And like I said, it came out in early 78. There's the wraparound cover. A little hard to see there because of the glare. And there's all the famous celebrities and so forth. There's the bottom there. There's Jimmy Carter. And then there's a little map in here showing, all the different celebrities. But anyways, I've heard about this comic for years. Ever since I was a little kid, I would see it in ads. And I never owned a copy. And when I saw that they were reprinting this as a facsimile, I thought, you know what? It's tempting to finally get it, because I doubt you could buy the original for $14.99 these days. And so anyways, the funny thing is too, last weekend I happened to be watching PBS, and there was a documentary, Ken Burns documentary about Muhammad Ali. So I was watching that, and of course interested to see how, if this comic was mentioned. I don't think it was, but one of the criticisms that people have said about this comic is that it took so long to come out that by the time it came out in early 78, Muhammad Ali had already lost the World Heavyweight Championship title. So he wasn't the champ anymore, but he did become champ again later that year, and then retired the title. But and then would try to come back every now and then. But this was sort of the peak of his popularity. And so the reason that it's kind of perhaps a little disappointing that he was no longer the world champion when this did come out is because one of the plot points of this is not only that he's fighting Superman, as you can see here, but the reason that Superman and him are fighting is to determine which of them is going to face off against the alien champion from this alien dictator who is going to destroy Earth if they fail to beat his champion. So as it turns out, Muhammad Ali he defeats Superman. They end up going to a planet with a red sun, so Superman doesn't have superpowers, and then they face that way. Anyways, it's just remarkable, the Neal Adams artwork here. And it's great seeing this in big size, because I used to read these back in the day. I think I'd actually bought the Superman versus Shazam one when it came out in 1979 or something like that. Bought that at the local drugstore. Back then, these treasury editions were around $1 to maybe $2. And the funny thing is because they were able to print this for $14.99, kind of makes me wonder, gee, could they have been printing treasury size comics all along? So we could have had comics in this size forever, and they just wouldn't do it. But Anyways, so yeah, some good likenesses of Ali here by Neal Adams. Plus, this was happening at the same time as like Star Wars was becoming popular. Well, was already popular, and had come out the year before, and so you have that whole big, you know, spacecraft and aliens and all that stuff. You know, again, the artwork is great, and so there you can. It's great when they do these big spreads too. But the funny thing is when you're reading one of these, and actually took me a day or two to read because I ended up getting a little bookmark to put it as in the spot. But when you would go to read a regular comic after this, suddenly the regular comic seemed really small. Sort of like the difference between if you're reading a novel and you start off reading, you know, regular size print, and then you go to like a larger print edition, and then you go back to a regular print, and it's like, oh, everything is, you know, everything is too small. But yeah, some great pictures of Ali. You know, you don't even have to be a fan of Muhammad Ali. I'm not particularly to just really enjoy this comic as just a product of its time. You know, it's like so late 70s. You know, so 1978. And now here's the champion, the alien champion, Hunya, that they're going to have to face off with. So once they determine which of them is going to be Earth's champion to face off against the alien, then they'll, you know, that whichever it is, you know, Ali or Superman. Well, it turns out it's Ali, because when they do the fight here, whoops, here's the actual match between Superman and Ali, and you can see that Superman is really getting it. And they talk about some of Ali's techniques, like the rope-a-dope or whatever. And Superman won't fall. You know, he keeps going at it until finally he falls down. And you can see Superman being carried away in a stretcher from his bruises and so forth. Anyway, there's some trickery involved here, because Superman ends up coming back disguised as one of Ali's friends to stop the Armada and so forth. Anyways, another great double page spread there of Ali. Anyway, so Ali takes on their alien champion, Hunya. You know, Jimmy Olsen is reporting on it for the interstellar, you know, audience. Anyway, some great stuff. Of course, Superman helps save the day from the alien invaders. And Ali ends up beating the alien champ, Hunya, with a knockout punch. Knocks him right out of the ring. So, and then again, another nice spread there. So all's well that ends well. Hunya actually turns on the dictator, and, you know. And then the funny thing about this with the ending is that Ali figures out that Superman is actually Clark Kent, but apparently his secret is safe with Ali. And then you have the final page. This is like the back inside cover right here, so it's on a little slicker paper. Superman, we are the greatest. So nice little ending, and yeah, really enjoyable comic. It was definitely worth the $14.99, and you know, which is about the price of a magazine these days. You know, you buy Time magazine, it's like $8.99. So yeah, I enjoyed it, and it's kind of making me want to buy the Superman versus Wonder Woman Treasure facsimile edition that's coming out next month, September. And then after that, there's a Batman in November. There's a Batman Treasury facsimile coming out, a 1970s Treasury edition that's reprinting a bunch of 1940s Batman stories. Anyway, they're fun. The only bad part about these treasuries is, you know, having to store them. you have to get a bags and boards that are big enough for these things. But anyways, so I tend to have my treasury editions, the originals, just sitting laying flat in a box, because if you try to stand them up, sometimes they kind of curl. But anyway, so I enjoyed it. I recommend it. I thought it was pretty cool. Thanks for watching.